Good morning, my NanaKins. The last time I left you, I believe that we were talking about the wild parrots of Altadena. I'm back up here at Farnsworth Park, and they've been giving me some additional insight. I was not aware that parrots mate for life if given that opportunity. And what that means is, excuse me. What that means is that when they decide that they want to make a family with one of the other parrots, those two parrots stay together for the rest of their lives. So as we're on the rooftop with Nana and Nona, it's twilight in Altadena. They're a couple of blocks down the road from the Farnsworth Park, a cute little adobe with a flat roof that has a patio on top. Nona, of course, is still having a little bit of difficulty getting used to the idea that her grandchildren have been taken all the way to Japan so that they can live with their dad, who's in the Navy, and their mom. She's at loose ends, and Nana says, if you don't like where you are, change it. And just then, these two parrots come flying in and land right in front of them on the patio. Well, let's pick up from there. First of all, the two older women were just surprised. This never happens. And then they notice that one of the parrots is dragging her wing and looks to be in a lot of pain, and the other parrot is trying real hard to support her. Now, Nona used to be a nurse, and she thinks that maybe if she can get close enough, she can check to see if the bird needs to have additional care. Nana, who has a magic voice, starts to talk to the birds in a real low voice. And she says, please rest easy so my sister can make sure that you're not too hurt and you don't need more care. And the birds quiet. They ruffle their feathers a little bit. They slow down. They tip their head to one side, and they just go silent. Nona approaches very gently, very carefully, lifts the wing. She looks over at Nan and she smiles. Nan, she says, I believe it's just dislocated. Keep talking, and I'll try and do something with it. So Nana just keeps murmuring her words to the birds. And Nona reaches in and gently manipulates the wing back out of a dislocation into a relocation. When she's finished, she backs away quietly and gently and nods to Nana. Nana's voice begins to go softer and softer and softer until finally she's not talking at all. And at that point, the birds begin to move their heads, ruffle their feathers. The little bird that was hurt expected to be hurt again. And when that wing was back in place, the two birds snuggled up against each other and cooed in a language that, of course, only parrots can understand. Nana and Nona just quietly watched them. It was such a pleasure, such a joy, such an incredible thing they felt happening on the roof of Nona's house. Finally, the birds nodded their heads and bobbed around the deck for a minute, and then, without even looking at the older women, flew off into the trees. Nana looked at Nona and said, if you don't like what you're doing, change it. But if you like what you're doing, do more of it. Just then the phone rang. Who was it? A neighbor down the street. They had a family emergency and wondered, would Nona mind taking care of their pet parrot while they were out of town? And so, the first case for NANA. NANAs, the National Association of Nannies, Au Pairs, and Sitters, came to be. I love you, my NanaKins, always and forever.